G'day, my name's Toby, and in this video I'll be giving you a brief overview of the Bruder ADX21. For years at Bruder, we've been fielding inquiries from people asking us to produce a full-size off-road caravan, something that has Bruder's patented designs, yet in the top half has that more caravan feel, something that's more familiar to them and also fits into that specific full-size caravan category. And so the ADX range is born, and this range will complement our EXP and bespoke range of products. At Bruder, we believe good design starts from the ground up, and the ADX gets Bruder's patented suspension system. Now, this is the same design that we used on specialised trailers with the Australian Defence Force, and one of the things that makes it so unique is it has 12 inches of usable wheel travel. That's 300 millimetres. It can also raise any one of its wheels. So you could have a flat tyre here on the left or on the back right. You can simply raise those two wheels and keep on going. One of the other aspects to this design is it can switch from load sharing to non-load sharing suspension. And that's a big advantage when you're traveling through soft sand particularly, because the mass is being distributed evenly between those two wheels. As one wheel goes up, the other is forced down, a bit like a seesaw. Speaking of mass, the ADX in its standard form weighs less than 2.5 tonne. And this particular trailer here you see has 35-inch tyres fitted. Of course, you can have bigger tyres, you can go up to 37-inch, but most people in Australia will be travelling with 32s or 33s. That tends to be the most common touring size. The body construction on the ADX21 is a full composite construction. We use fiberglass skins. We don't use aluminium or aluminium frames inside to keep it together. The reason being is they create insulation leakage points. So if you're in very, very cold climates, ice can migrate through to the interior and heat tends to do the same. Of course, the ADX21 comes standard in this white colour. You can have it painted in different colours. You can have more protection along here if you wish, or you can keep it clean like this. At the front of the trailer, you can see it's got the Bruder pressurising system. Now that goes through 2 stages of filtration and creates positive air pressure inside the cabin so that dust doesn't suck in. You could also turn it on when you're going through very, very deep river crossings. On the front here, you can see we've got a big 1200cc scrambler. We've got recovery tracks, twin jerry can holders, a spot for gas bottles as well. And this is where the design has lots of flexibility because you can have different nose boxes on the front, but do you really need to? Because this has 1500 litres of storage and a complete through boot here. So if you're inclined to carry a big bike or you'd like to keep this area quite free of anything, you can do so. Of course, if that doesn't suit you, or you want to have 50% of this storage and 50% as a slide-out kitchen, that's no problem because the Bruder slide-out kitchen does fit here. So that provides you with an additional fridge freezer if you wish. Now this is another unique aspect to the ADX21. Where it's currently sitting now is extremely high off the ground, remembering these are 35-inch tyres. And a lot of off-road trailers that you'll find in Australia don't actually even have wheel arches. They sit above the wheels. So even in the lowered position, they'll let out 2, sometimes 3 steps to get in and out. Not the ADX21. It can actually go down to be the same height as most on-road caravans. You can see with the suspension dropped all the way down just how low the ADX21 gets. So this design is about making it nice and low to the ground, giving you multiple entry points to the point where even your kitchen inside is accessible from outside, because this section here just lifts up and the tap that's inside actually rotates and is on a sleeve. So regardless of if you choose to have hot and cold water and another slide-out kitchen there, which you can do, you can also access hot and cold water here with this basin. You've also got 2 tables here. And instead of passing things up and down to the person inside, you're basically eyeballing them. This section up here is the cassette electric awning. You can have either a manual awning, you can have a traditional caravan style awning. Basically any awning on the market will adapt to this trailer. At the rear of the ADX21, you can see it's got a jerry can holder here, spare tyre here, and another jerry can holder. You can have flexibility with this design, so you could have twin tyres on the back, but that's overkill because you can raise 2 wheels on the trailer. Of course, it's a solid bar at the back, so you can have bike racks or things like that fitted on the rear end. And you can see at the rear there's 2 recovery points as well as provisions for an electric winch. Moving our way around to the right hand side of the trailer, behind this door here is where the electronics are kept. And speaking of electronics, the ADX21 can have up to 1200 amp of lithium battery power and over 1600 watt of solar on the roof. This is a 12 volt design. On our EXP and Bespoke ranges, we use a 48 volt battery system, but we find for the caravan industry, 12 volts seems to be the standard, and so people are more familiar with that setup. Of course, on this side, you can also have an additional awning across here if you wish. And although it's a little bit hard to imagine, you can also opt for another door in this area. And so if you want to have direct access to your wet room, that's possible. It's something that we do on other models, and it's really quite a unique feature with Brooder. At the front here, you can see that it's got water inlet as well as hot and cold water outlets. You can have that on the other side of the trailer if you wish. Speaking of water, it has 200 litres of drinking water and a 100 litre grey water tank. Now, don't be concerned if that's not enough for you. You can have additional water tanks fitted, but keep in mind that if you start to add 300, 400, 500 litres of water capacity, you are then carrying another 500 kilos. Although this trailer has a huge payload, always be conscious of how much gear you actually might want to take with you and make sure your vehicle can handle it. Now, stepping into the ADX21, the first thing most people will notice, particularly if they're tall, is just how much headroom it has. I've got boots on, and even without them, I'm about 6'7", so you can see you'd have to be about 6'8" or so before you'd run into any head height issues. The design really is about giving you as much spacious feel as possible. The trailer is completely symmetrical, so the windows on the left-hand side match the windows on the right, and that gives you wonderful views both left and right and great ventilation. The bed area on the ADX21 is all about providing views, so you can see up to the stars directly above you. You've got views to your left and your right. This is also a full queen size double bed. It's not one of those caravan mattresses that have been cut off at the ends there to provide more space. And then nice broad walkways through to the kitchen area. When it comes to the cabinetry inside, this is a caravan and a full 21-foot design. The kitchen bench itself is absolutely massive, and we've done that so you have a huge area for food preparation. Of course, passing things from inside or out is very easy. To access the bathroom, you simply slide the door to the side, and then you've got access to the vanity unit. You can have a washer or dryer. You've also got the toilet system, which can either be a fully composting type or perhaps a dry flush. And the shower area is also made to have plenty of space. So it doesn't matter if you're tall or perhaps a little bit wide, you've got plenty of space in that shower area. The ADX21 comes in a variety of different layouts. Regardless of which layout you choose, they all end up with this great big lounge, which is over 2 meters long. So you've got a huge amount of space here, and this table can lower down so this becomes a bed area if you wish. Of course, you can have the family variant, which has double or triple bunks there, and the shower and the toilet just rotate a little bit. Keep in mind when you look around the interior of the ADX21, the upholstery, the cabinetry, the lighting, etc., all has a degree of flexibility because every stitch of leather, every strand of wire, etc., is made in-house here in the Brisbane factory. If there's something in this video that I didn't shed enough light on, please be assured that it doesn't mean that we don't do it or that it's not an option. Reach out to our sales staff either here in Australia, in the US, or in Europe, and they'll gladly answer any questions you have. Until next time, I hope you get out there and enjoy the outdoors. Cheers.